what's up? Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good?
Yes, you learn something new every day. Mortgage boycott spread across 301 projects in 91 cities. Mortgage boycotts where people are just refusing to pay their mortgages.
Mortgage too high.
First, it was the rent.
I mean, if we look, you guys saw the video this week. Facts. Where Chinese having brain fog. Where the customers of a Chinese bank went to go take their money out, and they had tanks outside, right?
I saw that.
So now it's getting to a point now where there are some projects that they paid for that are not developed, that they're actually trying to make the customer pay for the mortgage. So once again, they sold them this property, but the property's not there, but they want them to still pay. So when they went to go take their money out, now there are tanks in front of the banks because the bank is now saying, hey, if you have more than $5,000 in your account, it technically is an investment to us, which is true.
Did you hear what they did first though, before the tanks?
What was that?
So when people, so this is like in a specific province.
What's that in China?
In China, yeah. So the first thing they did was they said that the people who were trying to leave, that were like customers, they said that they couldn't leave their homes because of COVID protocols. And so, like they put the monitors on them, like you can't leave your home. And so people started rioting and said, no, we're leaving our homes. Then when they left their homes, that's when they met the tanks. And so now it's to the point where, like you said, they said if you had over 5,000, you had maybe at a later date you can get your money. But if you had anything less than, I think it said 50,000 yen, you have the opportunity to be reimbursed within the next couple of weeks. But that's like, imagine that you're going to.
I mean, it's happened. The precedent's already been set. In Greece a few years ago, when people tried to go to banks and they didn't have any money for them. Sorry, it's one of these things. It may sound like we fantasize until it actually happens. And it's already happened. In quote unquote civilized countries. These are supposed to be.
It's happening in the United States. Savings and loans happened in what, 1970s? Like,
supposed to be first world nations. And,
Celsius. Okay, let me ask you this. You guys really think all these crypto companies went boom bust at one time? Just for the audience. Like, so if this is happening in China and we're seeing, so they're going through what we lived in 2008, and then in 2020 a crypto meltdown at the same time. That ain't like funny to y'all. Like if you see me, Pete Dom Pierre, like own 3 cryptocurrencies and they all fall apart, and then like 3 weeks later on IG went to Maldives with a $100 million yacht, you're not gonna be like, they took our crypto. In every recession too, there's a lot of scams that happen. So there's a dark war to recessions as well. Those are times for people that are not doing upstanding business to exit. Then the Binance stuff, like Binance is suing Bloomberg in China for
defamation,
disparaging his name. I'm like, crazy times we live in.
Crazy.
Protect your money and capital at all costs. Only you care about your money. Not many other people will. Please protect your money at all costs. Check all accounts. Check your bank statements. Make sure you're not getting robbed. Check your deals. Betha, I don't know how you gave that guy $5,000 to sign with you. This is Ian, Red Panda Rebellion. That is wrong, bro.
Diddy percentages. Well, you gotta look at it from this.
That's robbery.
What the odds are? It would have been 5,000 lost. The average rapper is not going to make it. So to give somebody $5,000, odds are that $5,000 is never going to be seen again.
You should give them no deal if you don't think they're going to work.
$5,000. He said just sign it.
You can't get no.
Let me ask you this. Did it work out for him?
Yeah, it did.
Betha?
No. Well,
there's no such thing as a bad deal. Like because you signed this is a business lesson. This fits in Market Mondays. There's no such thing as a bad deal that you signed. This is why. Because when you signed that deal, it was a good deal. People only complain about bad deals later on. Because when you signed that deal, you needed the money. You needed the exposure. You would have done anything to get on. You've got on. You've made a ton of money. You become a worldwide sensation. You on every radio station, and now you're complaining about it. It wasn't a bad deal. It was a bad deal now. It wasn't a bad deal when you signed it, because if it was a bad deal when you signed it, you wouldn't have signed it.
You can't work a record locally for $5,000. You
But
can't work
but did it work? He's
not because of Beth's help.
Well, you never know. He's one of the top artists in the world right now.
We didn't say the name of the artist.
It's Fabio Foreign.
Okay.
He's one of the top artists in the world.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
If he didn't sign to Mace, might not have happened for him.
Yeah,
people only complain about their deals later.
He said that at the time, 5,000 felt like a lot. He said
it was.
He said it was.
Yeah,
it felt like it could last for a while, and it lasted 2 weeks. The only shining light in that story is that allegedly, and this maybe it's true or not, but he said that he still owns all of his publishing.
So it's a good deal.
I mean, if he owns all the publishing,
what are you complaining about? It's a good deal. There's no bad deals. There's no bad deals in life. People always complain about deals like they got taken advantage of. No, you were in a situation where you needed to get taken advantage of.
No.
You needed it.
There's like child stars who get taken up by their parents. Then it's a bad deal.
Needed it. You needed it. It's a learning experience. You learn from it.
Not for the kid.
If you wasn't smart,
okay.
If you're not smart enough to figure,
same time,
if you're not smart enough to figure this out, you need to learn.
But Mace bitching and puff about the $2 million for his publishing.
Yeah.
So he can't say, "Yo, Diddy, let me get my joints back, and I helped keep Bad Boy alive after Big died," and then do that to him, and then say it's not a bad deal. He knows it's a bad deal.
Yeah,
I mean, they still have money. Mace got a little money.
No, Mace still in. Harlem Hustler. He gonna find a way to. He gonna find a way.
Mace
gonna find a way. Mace gonna find a way.
He'll preach real quick, come back.
Betha.
He gonna move around.
I mean, I just feel like a lot of these rappers, when they're complaining, 2 Chainz told us that. 2 Chainz said the same thing that I'm saying 2 Chainz said. He said the same exact thing. He said these rappers only complain later. They never complain when they first start. They never complain when they on the mixtape grind. Because if it was a bad deal, you should have been complaining from day one. Don't wait till 3 years later.
I don't know if he was complaining though. They asked him the question. It didn't sound like a complaint.
And it came out last year.
It kind of like it was like, yo, this is my truth, right? Like this is my truth. It wasn't. I've never heard him complain about, he's
so why say it? Why say it?
They asked him.
Why say it?
Because they asked him. Like, what you want him to do? Not answer it? He could have not. I mean, he was honest.
A $5,000 advance. Like I know some local record labels that wouldn't get
Big Sean said he got 15,000 from Kanye.
It's a good deal.
Robbery too.
Good deal.
It was yay, so he took it.
Look at his life. Has his life changed?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Good deal. It's a good deal.
A person's life can change. Okay, like Tupac, my favorite.
Yeah.
Tupac life changed when he signed to Death Row. Highest grossing artist of all time at Death Row off 2 albums. He didn't get half the money like he deserved. So yeah, it was a good deal to get out of jail. They should gave Pac 50 grand when he got out of jail.
Well, here's the thing I learned about life. You
Dorothy, right? And he died.
You don't get. Look, this is like the harsh reality of life, right? This is why education is important. You only get what you deserve, as far as not what you deserve as far as talent, what you deserve as far as knowledge. So if you don't know that much, you don't deserve it because you don't know it. Right? Why am I going to go out of my way to give somebody something over and above what they actually them themselves? Listen, what them themselves don't even think that they're worth it. Because I'm not signing for $5,000 because I know my worth. But
with all the knowledge Mace have,
but if
you don't think he robbed him,
let me finish. If my worth is $5,000, I'm not going to argue with you. That's your worth. Yeah, $5,000. That's your worth. It's an equal transaction. I'm not putting a gun to your head. I'm not making you do this. At that point in time, that's what you thought you was worth. I might think I'm worth 20 million right now, but then in 5 years, I'm like, damn, I'm really worth $1 billion. I cheated myself. I'm not going to complain about that because in this moment right now, that's what I thought I was worth. But it's all relative.
But the other side of it, right? You knowing, being an artist and being taken advantage of and putting that together is their responsibility.
No, there's no responsibility.
Absolutely.
There's no responsibility because there's no responsibility.
If that's the case, then no one white should ever have any sympathy, compassion, or understanding for us for being taken advantage of because we didn't have equal information.
Not getting taken advantage of. how are you getting taken advantage of in 2022? You're not getting taken advantage of. You're making a decision. We got to look. We have to stop babying people. He not a young kid either. He's like 33 years old.
Okay.
So he was at least 30 when he made his decision. You're making a decision. You made a decision. You have to live with the decisions that you make in life. Okay. If you don't want to do it, then don't make a decision to do it. It's not like you're a minor. That's why they have laws. You can't sign a contract if you're not of legal age. If you're 30 years old and you sign a contract, then if you don't have enough information to make a good deal, then you have to go with the information in the deal that you made, because there's levels. I might not have enough information to make the best deal right now, even me, where I'm at. And then I might learn something like, damn, I should have did something different, but I wasn't privy to that information. So the next time I'm privy to the information, so I'm gonna make a better deal. But you live in
artists, it may not be a next time. His deal may be 15 years.
I mean, that's life though.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, yes, what you're saying is partly true. I'm just saying, are you speaking for today's, like you said, in 2022, or historically? Because that might not be the same, right? Like the level of information that was provided, or even having the awareness, has not always been the same. All right. Has it always been the same?
Look, how hard is it to know, don't sign a bad deal? Have a lawyer.
Today.
In any day. In the last 15 years, if you sign a contract without a lawyer looking at it,
okay,
that's educated to you. Like, no, that's not hard. You don't have to be the most educated person in the world to know I should not sign a contract. It's like you shouldn't talk to the police without a lawyer. You shouldn't sign a contract if you don't have a lawyer. It's common sense. It's not rocket. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Does it?
That's true. But the person presenting, then if that's the case, there's no such thing as culture vultures then. Can't have a vote. And I say it all the time. Everybody bitch about Vlad. I'm like, put out more content than Vlad then. Same with Gary V. Gary V's a vulture. Put out more shit than Gary then. It has to work both ways. If it's just down to knowledge. Now, I'm not mad at Mace for getting it off of, but he knows it's not right. That's also as big as Mace was. At one point, Mace and Jay was here. Mason doing good business is what caused him to be where he is now, and Jay to be where he is now.
Everybody's complaining about somebody not doing good business, though. People say that some people say Jay-Z ain't do good business. That's a fact. There's always gonna be somebody that complains. There's always gonna be somebody that complains, right?
That part's true.
Like the young guns, and they might have said that they signed them for a couple $1,000. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is this: we have to stop putting so much. I'm trying to get you to think from other's point of view, because 99% of rappers are not going to make any money. That's just a fact.
That's a fact.
And 99% of people that have jobs don't get upfront advances. You don't get a $5,000 advance to work at Walmart. You don't get it. So the fact, it's a level of entitlement. Just because you're a rapper, listen, it's a level of entitlement that we have for entertainers in our community that we don't have for anybody else. Entertainers, why are they held to such a high regard? Like they supposed to get $1 million. Why? Nobody else. If you're a garbage man, if you're a teacher, you're not getting $5,000 up front to sign a contract. You're not. You're working, and as you work, you get paid. So the fact that you even got $5,000, that's better than most people that have jobs.
But that's not the standard in the industry.
99% chance that you're not gonna give me any return on my investment. So from a business standpoint, it's like, damn, $5,000. I'm giving you $5,000 to sign. You're keeping 100% of your publishing. You're still getting your tour money, and there's a good chance that I don't even get anything out of this.
We don't know the structure and the complexity of the deal.
But entertainers are entitled. They are, and we always baby these people. All they talking about is killing people, selling drugs. It's nothing it's nothing positive. It's 99% of the music is negative. So why do we have such a level of like, we want to protect these people so bad? They did it to themselves. They got no problem talking about they killing their ops. If somebody owns $5,000, they're going to kill their ops. They're going to run down on them. But they letting somebody jerk them on a contract. It doesn't add up.
But 5,000 is not the standard for when you sign an artist. So even if you work a record regionally and you buy to get on the playlist for Spotify and you work the DJ circuit, even though it's different than now than it was like in 2013, you're gonna go through $100,000 promoting a single. $5,000, like that won't get a dude enough to get by for 3-4 weeks in New York.
Listen, moral of the story. Don't sign a contract without a lawyer. Don't. And if you do sign a contract without a lawyer, don't complain 3 years later. Just take it.
You're saying I still don't think you complain. I see what you're saying overall. Obviously,
and
I think he adjusted the best from it.
I actually like the kid. I like his music. It's not personal.
I'm about to tell you.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying yes. At this point, information has been readily available. People shouldn't be taken advantage of. Right? I agree 100% with that. What I'm saying is, from a historical standpoint, that fact may not have been always true. Right? Somebody didn't have information. So like, there's people who are like, oh wait. You know, like if I was in a fit, like we weren't always privy to information. I'm just looking from that standpoint. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, and what mostly saying is right. But the empathetic side is like, yo, people didn't have.
We gotta have empathy for everybody, because the only time we ever complain in the community is when entertainers get robbed, quote unquote robbed. We never complain about the teacher that's making $29,000, that's risking their life, that's working in Columbus, Ohio, that went to school for 6 years and can't even feed their family. We never complain about the sanitation worker that has to go and work overnight shifts and can't get a pension and all of that. We never say that. I never heard one social media post like they got robbed. We need to protect them. We need to have I never heard that before. I've never heard that. All I ever hear about is entertainers that get robbed.
Why?
Because our priority.
All Black guys in sports and entertainment. And so we even, right? So we've already glorified that as the way to success. And so when we look at success, we got to say like, all right, they got robbed, man. There goes my way to success. They're getting robbed. We don't look at these other professions. That's why I think our platform is before, and not just to toot our home, but that when we were in the classroom was like, let's show these kids other things that they can be, so they don't have to aspire to just be that, right? And so when we teach them in that, then we can teach them all financial literacy lessons inside of that. But we digress.
All right. Well, neither here nor there.
Just because it's a good deal doesn't mean it's not robbery. That's all I'll say.
All right. Robbery
was slavery a good deal?
You can't compare slavery with that. It's two different things. Let's not walk down that path. Kanye.
This is not TMZ.
Yeah, Kanye.
You will not do this.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
This that Red Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
This that Red Panda Anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda Anthem. Whole foot going up. I know they can't stand it.